Adolf Hitler. The name alone evokes a chill, a reminder of one of the darkest chapters in human history. His reign of terror, marked by war and genocide, left an indelible scar on the world. But how did a seemingly ordinary man rise to such extraordinary power? How did a failed artist become a dictator who plunged the world into chaos? Hitler's journey from obscurity to infamy is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the seductive power of hate. Understanding his life, his ideology, and his rise to power is not about glorifying him, but about learning from the mistakes of the past. Only by confronting the darkness can we hope to prevent its return. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889 in Braunau am Inn, Austria. His childhood was marked by both strictness and instability. His father, Alois, was a domineering customs official, while his mother, Clara, was a loving but submissive presence. Young Adolf's relationship with his father was strained, marked by frequent clashes. Hitler's academic performance was mediocre, and he dropped out of school at the age of 16. He then nurtured dreams of becoming an artist, but his aspirations were dashed when he was twice rejected by the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. This rejection fueled a deep resentment and a sense of bitterness that would later fester into something far more sinister. Adrift and disillusioned, Hitler moved to Vienna, where he eked out a meager existence selling postcards and sketches. It was during this period that he was exposed to the virulent anti-Semitism and German nationalism that were rampant in the city. He devoured political pamphlets, attended rallies, and immersed himself in the rhetoric of hate. The seeds of Hitler's twisted ideology were sown in the fertile ground of his own personal failures and the social and economic turmoil that gripped post-World War I Germany. He came to believe that Germany had been betrayed by its own people, particularly the Jews, whom he blamed for the country's economic woes and its humiliating defeat in the war. Section 4. The Nazi Grip tightens. In 1913, Hitler moved to Munich, Germany. When World War I erupted the following year, he volunteered for the German army. He served with distinction, earning the Iron Cross for bravery. However, Germany's defeat in 1918 left him feeling betrayed and humiliated. He returned to Munich, where he joined a small fringe political party known as the German Workers' Party. Hitler's charisma and powerful speaking skills quickly propelled him to prominence within the party. He renamed it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or Nazi Party for short. The party's platform was a toxic brew of nationalism, anti-Semitism, and anti-communism, all wrapped up in promises of restoring Germany to its former glory. This message resonated with many Germans who were struggling to cope with the humiliation of defeat and the economic hardships of the Great Depression. Section 5. The World at War. Through a combination of intimidation, propaganda, and political maneuvering, the Nazi Party gained increasing power. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. He quickly consolidated his power, dismantling democratic institutions, crushing opposition, and establishing a totalitarian state. Germany, under his iron-fisted rule, was transformed into a militarized society obsessed with racial purity and territorial expansion. In 1939, Hitler's ambitions plunged the world into war. His invasion of Poland marked the beginning of World War II, a global conflict that would claim the lives of tens of millions of people. As the war raged on, Hitler's regime unleashed the horrors of the Holocaust, a systematic campaign of genocide against Jews and other minority groups deemed undesirable by the Nazi state. Section 6. The Final Days. Despite early victories, the tide of the war eventually turned against Germany. As Allied forces closed in on Berlin in the spring of 1945, Hitler's grip on power finally slipped away. Trapped in his underground bunker, surrounded by the ruins of his once mighty empire, he realized the war was lost. On April 30th, 1945, rather than face capture and humiliation, Adolf Hitler committed suicide. Hitler's death marked the end of the Nazi regime and the beginning of a long and painful process of reckoning with the horrors of the war. His legacy remains a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, the seductive allure of hatred, and the fragility of peace. The world, forever scarred by the atrocities committed under his rule, must never forget the lessons learned from the rise and fall of Adolf Hitler. Only through remembrance can we hope to prevent the repetition of such darkness.